Move to session 10, Power of Self-Talk by Mr. S. Prakash.
Okay, good afternoon. Nice to see you back. Morning we had a topic and there have been a lot of inputs to all of you. I'm going to ask you to do a small exercise. Take your sheet of paper. I'm going to give you 2-3 situations. In these situations, I want you to tell me how would you feel about this situation and what would you say about this to the first person whom you meet, the person who is close to you. Let's say that you are coming from city to SRM in your bike and you have a flat tire. It takes you 1.5 hours extra to reach here, and after coming here you will meet a person who is very close to you. Just write your response. What would you say about that incident in terms of how you felt? Situation 2, you are going for a wedding of one of your friends in the evening. You have taken one of your best dresses and on the way you have heavy rains. You get completely drenched. And when you enter the reception, everyone else is much better dressed than you and you are completely drenched, wet from tip to toe. What would you tell the person who is close to you about what happened? Or what kind of feelings would you share? You bought a new bike, just taking it around to show off, and there's a small dent that happens before you take the bike out and you want to go and show it to somebody else, very close friend of yours. When you meet them, the focus obviously goes on to the dent in your bike. What would you tell them about how you felt about this incident? For these 3 incidents, just tell me quickly a couple of responses. What would you tell in situation 1 when you had a flat tire coming to the college? Quick response from anyone? Sorry? No, what would you say about the flat tire situation itself? People know that you are delayed, you have solved the problem. Normally, the tendency is for us to share something which is normally frustrating. Why did it happen to me? It always happens. When I am coming, why should it rain only when in the stretch in which I am coming? It didn't rain for the others. All these things, normally what we say is what I call as the power of your words. Word power is extremely powerful. In the morning I spoke about the power of mind. The conscious mind to a great extent is controlled, as Geeta said in the morning in her Listen to the Body presentation about the 5 senses. To a great extent they don't even stay back. For the subconscious mind, there is only one input. That input is called thought. The thoughts that go inside of you completely transforms your thinking system over a period of time. And this can come from the words that you utter, the words that you hear, and the filters that you use which permit certain words to go in certain situations. I call it as self-talk. Self-talk can be called as the script that you talk to yourself all the time. In the morning, I shared about the number of thoughts that we have in a day. There are about 80 to 100,000 thoughts. And you may have wondered, how am I going to control these thoughts? There are two known techniques. The other technique, in all probabilities, would be covered by the other speakers as we go along, which is called as visualization, which I don't want to go in too deeper. The second, which is equally powerful, is what I call as self-talk. In any situation, normally we tend to use several words. I can't, I won't, this is not possible, my memory is not trained, he has a better memory, I don't have that kind of memory. I am not a good team player, I don't know, I don't seem to remain motivated. Every time you permit a word or a phrase to go inside of you, what happens is you are sowing a seed of thought inside of you, which becomes a script. You have a choice to make. The power of self-talk is such, you need to understand how thoughts work in the first place, specifically in the manner of self-talk. What I speak to me continuously is something which becomes a self-talk. Can be positive, can be negative, can be neutral. For example, in any situation, when I had a flat tire, when I met my friend, I could have said, I found an easier way henceforth to travel to the college. Instead of saying, my God, why did I have to have a flat tire? Or, when I got wet, no, my dress looks far better and I am happy that the city is getting rains. Much better way of putting it. Or when I had a dent, thank God I didn't meet with an accident, it is just a dent. Maybe my life got saved. All this makes a huge difference. Self-talk to a great extent is like a shield. I told you in the morning about the loads that people put on to us, including the loads that we put on ourselves. The loads that we put on ourselves to a great extent can be controlled by self-talk. The challenge is also the loads which come from outside. To a great extent, the conditioning that we have tends to let us share the negative side of life to others. And we are giving them free negative scripts, which can alter their thinking pattern. Let us see quickly how self-talk works. When I keep repeating something to inside of myself, you would have seen this with great champions, great sports people. I do coach a lot of sports people, and one of the techniques we use is between balls, when they play and they get out or they don't get out, what to tell themselves. You would see that they are going into a zone, they are talking to themselves something. Suresh Raina gave an interview last week. He said that before every ball I face, I tell myself I am going to hit it for a 4 or 6. Maybe sometimes he doesn't. At least that way he is looking at a positive result. Self-talk, when repeated, we say that forms your belief systems. Belief systems is what I am, what I think about the world. You feel you are a victim, you are a champion, you are a person who is being aided by others, you are a person being hindered by others. It's the belief system that I have about myself, which is created by self-talk, which is the basic script. Many of you might have used computers and continue to use computers. The fundamental principle of computers is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. If you have a script which is going to produce a bad code, which is going to produce a program which does not help you to produce results, that code has to be changed. As simple as that. Likewise, you can change your script, and by repeating a script, you can modify those thoughts that you have, that 100,000 thoughts, more into positive ones. And these positive thoughts, as I said, which becomes a self-talk, creates a belief system. As Vaijayanti ma'am was telling you, belief systems actually is what leads you to have an attitude. As I always tell people, attitude is what you are and behavior is what others see. My self-talk leads to my belief system, and belief system creates my attitude. Attitude is the base on which I look at the world finally. The belief system and the thoughts that happen inside of me being much below, like the foundation stones. Attitude, you can say, is the building blocks on the total structure. The attitude that I have over a period of time creates a set of feelings towards other thing. When I see something, normally we act when we feel about acting. I want to do this, is a feeling. I cannot do this, is a feeling. I will go ahead and achieve, is a feeling. The belief systems create a set of feeling in any situation. It is